I'm Tony.
I'm Tommy.
And I'm Miranda. And we are the Grail Gobblers. Today we are going to present to you our current progress with the construction of our machine,
as well as a selection system we've chosen to pursue.
This presentation will walk through each of our alternative concept developments,
and then explain our evaluation method for choosing the final design.
Just to recap on our problem definition, the goal for this project is to design and build a machine that scores the most points without being disqualified by defeating the Black Knight, collecting shrubbery, delivering the holy hand grenades, and retrieving the Holy Grail. Let's begin with our selected system. The currently constructed machine features the angled frame with drawer slides and the sliding platform, as well as the shrubbery collecting system with sweeping arms powered by a motor. The system for defeating the Black Knight includes a vertical barrier that pushes the knight forward when the system fully extends to decrease the horizontal distance from the knight to the adjacent zone. The knight is removed by a sweeping arm powered by a mousetrap that swings underneath the platform to whack the Black Knight like a golf club. The shrubbery gathering subsystem includes two sweeping arms that are pushed forward when the platform extends and then pulled sideways by strings leading back to a motor. The arms fan out to corral the shrubbery into the corner of the home zone. The subsystem for lobbing grenades includes a tube where the grenades are originally stored and an actuator that controls their individual output. The subsystem is placed on a small platform held on extending rods that reach up to the beast layer. Finally, the Grail gripper sits at the end of the extending rods, which lift to the top of the beast layer. The subsystem will fall over the Grail, and flexible strands will increase contact points for a stable grip. The systems built on the extending rods will retreat out of the blast zone at the end. Our first alternative is nicknamed the Hammer because of its characteristic Black Knight defeating subsystem. This hammer is a sweeping arm with a heavy head held up at an angle to swing down into the arena. This subsystem should work like a golf club, powered by the mousetraps and gravity. The maximized torque should create enough momentum to launch the Black Knight far. Grenades are delivered to the beast layer by an extendable slide attached to the bottom of a platform. A stopper is positioned in the beginning of the tube to prevent arbitrary motion. An actuator pushes grenades to overcome the barrier and roll down one at a time. The next alternative is called the hook and flip. The hook comes from the Black Knight defeating subsystem, which is a hook that initially runs over the Black Knight upon extension, but then scoops it into the system when the platform retreats at the end. This alternative delivers grenades through a tube on a spring that oscillates up and down, allowing grenades to fall into the beast layer individually. This subsystem is connected to a main arm that flips over, slinging a hoop over the Grail once the drawer slides fully extend. The next alternative is nicknamed the scissor grab. For defeating the Black Knight, this alternative scoops the bone forward upon activation before hitting with a hammer. This concept was the main inspiration for the system implemented in the Grail Gobbler, our selected design. For collecting shrubbery, this machine has shrubbery arms folded at the front of the platform. Upon activation, they are pushed into the arena, and mousetraps power these two pinched-together halves to spring into a 45-degree angle. Then a motor and string guide them in an outward arc to collect the shrubbery. The Grail retrieval mechanism is modeled like a scissor lift to reach to the top of the beast layer and then easily retract after securing hold of the Grail. The next alternative is called the loop and pull. This system defeats the Black Knight by kicking it backwards towards the starting platform to remove it from the home zone or the arena entirely. For lobbing grenades, this design has the same storage tube seen in previous alternatives, but the dispensing of the grenades is controlled by an actuator that starts extended to block the opening, then retracts long enough to allow grenades to roll out individually. These retractions are timed with the spinning of the beast layer. This alternative features an interesting Grail retrieving mechanism. The loop shown falls over the top of the Grail and retracts to pull it backwards. We designed the Grail Gobbler to incorporate all of the most effective features of our alternative concepts. These systems are rated against each other on an evaluation matrix based on their accomplishment of competition tasks, as well as other customer requirements taken from our House of Quality. Some of the most important criteria include autonomous operation, defeating the Black Knight, gathering shrubbery, consistent performance time, and efficient and fast. All of the designs are built on an angled frame with drawer slides and a movable platform because this base structure was tested and proven early to work efficiently, quickly, and reliably, while fitting in the size restraint. Thus, the designs all score high in these important categories. Many different Black Knight defeating subsystems were developed in this ideation process because it was identified as one of the most difficult requirements to accomplish. The scissor grab inspired the chosen method of pushing the Black Knight forward upon activation before hitting it into the adjacent zone. This strategy efficiently allocates energy due to gravity in the beginning and requires less force to remove the knight. It is also the most competitive by decreasing our neighbor's score. The Grail retrieving mechanism was taken from the hammer. It scored particularly high because of the flexible strands that ensure a solid grip on the Grail due to increased contact points that create more friction. The matrix features a relative score for each machine, weighted by the importance of each criterion. The Grail Gobbler has a total and relative score far higher than each alternative.
This has been a presentation on our concept evaluation.
Today we analyzed the best traits of our design alternatives and presented our final machine.
Thank you for listening.
Are there any questions? Why do you get the crown? Because I am the king of this group.
I didn't vote for you.